Working at Chick-fil-A, you encounter a lot of stuff while taking orders. I'm sure you do at other restaurants, but the other day I was taking this lady's order, and I'm taking this order, and I look at the car behind her, and there was this lady with her phone ready. It looked like she was taking pictures or videos or something. I was like really confused, like what she was doing. And I'm like, I don't know. Usually they're like a little odd when they take pictures of you or whatnot. She pulls up. She's an old lady, mind you. And she pulls up and she's like, "Can I take a picture of you?" And like, what do you respond to that? Like, a bunch of stuff starts running in your head. Like, why would you need a picture of me? And like stuff like that. Anyways, so yeah, she took a picture of me and then she's like, "I'm gonna send it to my grandson." Like, again, what do you respond to that either? Oh my gosh. Working at Chick-fil-A, you see some really funny stuff. Or hear some really funny orders, like a gallon of iced tea. We can't do gallons of iced stuff. A lot of people say that. Or like unsweet tea, or like sweet tea but unsweet, or like stuff like that. Iced tea with no ice. Like, you'll hear yourself, right? Really? Like, just funny stuff like that. Or the people who, they have like a Ford shirt on, like they work at the Ford dealer nearby, but then they're driving like a Kia or something. Like those those are pretty funny too. But yeah, we're in a tornado watch right now. It's raining pretty heavily, and I'm definitely not near a window, like at all. But anyways, yeah, I hope y'all are enjoying these stories. So subscribe if you want. Subscribe if you want, like likewise. God bless y'all. Peace. I'm having a lot of fun doing these. So we just hit 350 subs last night. So yes. You hear some really entitled stuff working in Chick-fil-A. I work at Chick-fil-A. I've been working there for a little bit over a year and like a quarter or something like that. I was taking this guy's order. I think it was a lady actually. She wanted something that we can't do. She wanted like a medium or a large, like iced coffee, or a beverage where it only comes in one size. I told her, "I'm sorry, man, we only sell it in one size, and that's just like the regular coffee cup or whatever size." And she was like, "No, y'all can do medium. Y'all can do them large. Do it a large." And I'm obviously being a little nice with how she said it, obviously, but like. and then it got to the point where it's like, "Ma'am, I can't do this. Like, you can talk to my managers, but they'll tell you the exact same thing." And then she pulls the customer is always right card. Like really? At that point, it's just like, okay, she's just being a jerk. Like, we can't do that. It's not my fault we can't do that. Talk to managers. Talk to headquarters. It's not the guy working basically minimum wage outside taking orders. Like, it's not his fault. We literally do not have cups to do that. We have not purchased cups. Sure, I get some locations might be able to do that. Not ours. Not that hard of a concept. Not that hard, people. And it doesn't really matter if it's a large. Some people, priorities. I work at Chick-fil-A, and you see some definitely awkward people, for sure. Like, there was some people this one time where there were two people, I think it was like a Corolla or sedan or some sort of like smaller-ish car, and they both pull up, and I used to say my like introductory lines, like, "Howdy y'all, how's it going?" And then like, if they don't respond, I'm like, "How may I serve y'all?" So they pull up and I'm like, "Howdy y'all, how's it going?" And they just sit. Just sat there, and so I'm like, okay, maybe like, I don't know, like maybe they just didn't hear me, or just like aren't processing very fast. And then I was like, "How's it, like, what can I get for y'all today? Like, how may I serve you?" Just silence from both of them. Radio silence from both of them. Just silence. It was so awkward. They sat there for a solid 30 seconds. It was the longest 30 seconds of my entire life. It was so long. Like, what do you respond? Like, what do you even say when they aren't responding? Like, I thought they were like high or like drunk or like something. Eventually they did say something. They didn't like talk about how like they didn't respond at all. It's so awkward sometimes. So awkward. You know, I work at Chick-fil-A, and a question a lot of people ask me is, do you like working there? Which, it's a hard question to answer for like any job necessarily, because you're gonna have your ups and your downs, your days that you like and the days that you don't like. But for the most part, I do like working there. That comes with some asterisk, obviously. But in general, I do like working there. More recently, I haven't as much, mostly just because of managers, which, you know, like nothing you can do about that. But for the most part, when I first started working here, right, I've been working there for a little bit over a year and like 4 months, something like that. I liked everyone. Like, there was not really anyone I didn't like except for a couple people, but you know, they kind of got fired for like stealing. But that's a whole other story for another day. Yeah, so I learned working there, and as time went on, managers left that I liked, and then new managers came, and it's just not the same. Because for me personally, some new managers, they just kind of target me in a sense, even though like I treat them the best I can. I don't know what their problem is with me, but you know, there's nothing you can really do about that. You know, I've thought about like quitting multiple times, but you know, there's stuff you won't like about every job. So, you know, I'm sticking with the job. I like it for the most part, and then most things that I don't like are stupid rules that they make. I can talk about that in more detail in another short. And the rules that they make, and you know, managers and their opinions about me. So nothing I can do about that. Anyways, happy 2025. God bless y'all. Peace. You know, I work at Chick-fil-A, and despite like seeing a lot of like people you don't, or working with a lot of people you necessarily don't like working with, there are some people that are just really, really funny to work with. Like working at Chick-fil-A, there's at our location, a lot of other locations, there's two jobs that you can apply for: front of house and back of house. Front of house is like taking orders, bagging orders. Back of house is like kitchen, basically kitchen work, making food and whatnot. But there was one time where I was bagging food, so you move from right to left. The last thing is fries, and so the fry station, there's a single person doing their job, and it's, you know, not that hard. They scoop fries, and sometimes almost all the people in the back are Spanish speaking, and Spanish is their native language. So you know, you try to communicate in Spanish to make it a lot easier. And I'm like the most generic white guy. Like you can't make me look any less white. There was a manager that thought I was Hispanic, but that's a different story. But yeah, this one lady, Spanish girl, she's super nice. So I call back, I'm like, necesito uno papa or whatever. And you know, I suck at it. And then she drops the thing. She peeks out from her thing, and she's like, una papa. And it's like, oh my gosh, wow, thanks. You know, does it look like I speak Spanish? No comprendo español. I suck at Spanish, but you know, they're really funny people. The kitchen staff are really, really funny. Anyways, God bless y'all. Peace and happy 2025. You know, I work at Chick-fil-A, if you really couldn't have guessed from like the uniform. I'm trainer. I've leveled up a little bit, a little game terminology. But there's some names that when I'm like asking for the names order, like usually like I take the entire order, and then at the end I ask for the name. I like, and can I have a name for the order? And like whatever. I change it up depending on the person. But yeah, it's really hard when they have the name Marco. You know how hard that is? You know how hard it is not to be like Polo? It is ingrained in me. Like, I've played so much Marco Polo in the pool, with friends. Like, I don't know if y'all have ever played Marco Polo, but like, you know the gist of the game, I'm sure. It's so hard not to say Polo. Like, so hard. Marco. And then he's like, oh, don't say it. I haven't said it yet, in front to a guest. Someday I might slip up, but not yet. All right, God bless y'all. Peace. It's also pretty awkward and just like super embarrassing when you misgender someone. Like, what I mean by this is when you're taking an order and or when they just pull up and you say, "Hi, Sarah, welcome to Chick-fil-A," and it's a lady. That's the worst. And then your soul just drops to the depths of the sea. It is so terrible. It feels miserable. I actually, there was this lady the other day where I thought she was a guy. She pulled up, she had short hair, and she was looking down or something when she pulled up. Don't do that, kids. You need to be eyes on the road. But she looked down, and I'm like, "Hi, sir, welcome to Chick-fil-A." And she looks up, and she's like, "It's a ma'am, thank you very much." You know how hard it is to keep your composure after, like, someone says that to you? The absolute gall! Like, if it was me, I would've just, like, laughed it off and be like, "Oh, yeah." I wouldn't have even mentioned it if someone accidentally called me a girl. Like, I don't really have long hair anyway, so I'm not that girlish. Maybe I am. I don't know. Some people, it's so awkward when you do that to anybody. And you do it a lot when you work in the fast food industry, just because you see so many people, and some people it's the worst when like you can't tell what their gender is, and then you like listen to hear what like their voice sounds like. Because if you can't tell with their face, usually you can tell with their voice, but sometimes you can't tell with their voice either, and it's just like, okay, you're just gonna be boss from now on, or yes. Like, I'm in Texas. I like Southern hospitality, yes sir, yes ma'am, but can't do that if you don't know the gender. God bless y'all, peace. You know, working at Chick-fil-A, you hear some really funny opinions. Like, there was this guy, this is probably a month, someone into working. This was a while ago, but I was working dine-in, so I was working dining room host or whatever. There was this guy, right? And I got stuck in a conversation with him. So, you know, he was at the table. I think he had his wife with him. He told me some dating advice. So, you know, write this down, guys. Write this down, because this is superb dating advice. So he tells me, you know, you're a nice little lad. This is before I was dating, right? And he's like, you know, the one advice I should give you, you should tell other people too, is go for the ugly girls, because they need guys too. And at this point, I'm like, okay, like, okay, go for the ugly girls, guys, because, you know, they need guys too. You know, I mean, yeah. So I just thought it was really funny, because, like, that's not a comment you would necessarily really hear. Also, if you aren't subscribed, you should subscribe to me if you really want. I'm on a subscriber race to 3,000 subs. And I think YouTube is unsubscribing people from my channel for some reason. I have like 430 subscribers or something. But y'all should subscribe if you really want. You don't have to. Just if you want more funny content like this. Anyways, God bless y'all. Peace. You know, you gotta love it when you work. It wasn't a long shift today at work, but it's raining and it's either 40 or 45. I don't know. It feels pretty miserable. And we have to walk all the way to our car. You can see the rain there. It's like pretty miserable, I gotta tell you that. But yeah, today's shift wasn't too bad. Although the fact that I was outside almost the entire time. Well, I was outside for like 3/4, and then the rest was inside bagging. But I'm absolutely soaked. You can't really tell on camera, but it's pretty miserable. I don't have a bad attitude. Yeah, I wish it was hot and rainy. I don't mind about that, but whew, my phone's probably fine. Okay, well, thank y'all so much for the support. God bless y'all, and peace.